Have you ever wondered, what would Need for Speed look like in daytime? Well, I'm going to answer that question for you guys today. This is Need for Speed. As you can tell, but my car's very dirty because it's been raining. But if I go back, you will see that the game is actually in daytime. Yes, that's right. Daytime is here. It's a mod. Just so you know, if the title didn't very clearly say that, this is a mod. I never looked over there in the distance, honestly. I never actually knew if that was the actual city, but I think it might be. Anyway, so daytime on Need for Speed. I think it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Again, it's still got that tint of being nighttime because the game was designed to be in nighttime. But my boy Crown worked day and night, if you pardon the pun, to get daylight working in Need for Speed properly, as best as he could for now anyway, because I know that guy's probably gonna he does the cinematic things. You might want to check him out because otherwise this video wouldn't be possible without him. Anyway, let's go for a drive. Now, one thing I've got to tell you is that the PC version plays a little bit differently. I don't know if it's just my tune or something I've done differently, but the PC version plays a little bit differently to what I'm used to on the PlayStation 4. And I don't really like it that way. It's like it's not as good. It feels a little bit weird. But that other way, I feel like my PlayStation 4 version just, I don't know, maybe it's the frame rate? I don't know. Anyway, this area is one of the better areas. There's 3 good areas and 1 area that's not really that great. So what he's essentially done is on the cinematic tools, you remember the cinematic tools, it lets you go in and like move around with the camera, play around with the lighting, that kind of thing. You can actually go in first person with this mod. If you don't want to see that video, I'll link that down below as well. But I love this GTR, it's beautiful, isn't it? But I've already done a video on nighttime, but these settings are so much better just because, well, we're not just sticking in one area and that kind of thing. He's got some general settings that work overall well. Now, you can tweak the settings after and find better settings per area, but I just thought, honestly, this is what most people will be doing. You'll be going around with the normal base settings because, let's be honest, changing things every time, it's really bright. So as said, these areas around here, so this area here is one of the best. This area here, and here. Now, in my opinion, I think the Southport area is actually the best area. For the areas that don't really work, it's Crescent Mountains, and we'll go there in a bit. I haven't been there yet. As you can see, this area very clearly looks pretty bright and pretty nice. Now, there's a lot of things I need to talk to you about. I think I mentioned some of them in the previous video that I made before about this mod. But this is a good area to show you, and this is why I want to come here. Look at those containers absolutely blacked out. Like, they're not designed to be looked at in this way at all. So, this is what I'm talking about here. This game was not designed to run into the light. A lot of the stuff shouldn't even be visible. Like, some of the stuff won't be visible because it's supposed to be in a nighttime setting. Does that make them lazy? No, it's because the game was supposed to be dark all the time, constantly, right? So, it would make sense to make it work in light. But honestly, for what it is, it looks bloody beautiful, considering it's not supposed to be looked at in this light, if you will. Get it? Well, hello, policeman. You're not going to come after me pulling skates? Ah, he's going to come after me. Good man. Good man. I'm just going to pull away from him. These police aren't very good either. I'm hoping they're better in the next game. That's one thing. That'd be nice. Whoa, look at that. The sky's actually, like, properly blue as it should be in day here, but still, the lighting on the road still doesn't seem right. Now, draw distance, one thing. The game is supposed to be black, dark. You're not supposed to see very far. There's no point in actually rendering that far, so if they don't render that far. If they did have to render that far, they would. So, again, but surprisingly, the distance isn't too shabby. Look at you can actually see the detail up into the bridge, right into the middle point in the direction there. That's where it gets a little bit blurry because, again, it's supposed to be at nighttime. But for what it seems, as you can see, honestly, it's pretty darn detailed. Look at this. You can actually see the bit under here. It looks a bit weirdly textured and all that, but it's visible. Could Need for Speed 2017 actually look something like this? I mean, a little bit. I don't massively expect it to look like this, just for the simple fact that, again, we're not supposed to be doing this. And this very much is supposed to only be seen at night. And that wasn't a late development decision. That was instant development decision. Because the game's story is set at nighttime. People wanted Underground 3. They made a vibe of Underground 3. And people moaned. Although they have the right to, the game was designed for nighttime. So that's I'm going to keep telling you that about 50 million times about this video until you actually get it. But if you can see in the distance as well, that road there, the texture doesn't load until last second. And again, you wouldn't see that if it was dark. And also, there seems to be, like, so much rain on the road that I really didn't realize until now I can see it in the light. It's like the light actually, like, reflects the water properly, as we already knew, because it looks fantastic all the time anyway. All right, let's jump over to Burnwood very quickly and see what that's like. No, that's not the fast travel button. Whoa. Look at that. So the server's about to go down for maintenance, but this looks bloody good. I like this a lot. I'm hoping that message goes away. I've never seen that before on PC, so... Anyway, this looks like a fantastic area. Again, we got an idea of a little bit of off-roading there, because we can actually see it kick up a little bit more and stuff. And I didn't realize how much it actually rained on this game until I'm now doing this. That's a lot of rain. That's a lot of rain. So if you don't know, there are mentions of off-roading in the next game, so that's the only off-roading we get in this game. But it'll be quite exciting to see what they do with that, actually, because it said customization has a bigger role than ever. Does that mean maybe some proper off-roading, like rally cars or something, or rally upgrades? That'll be exciting. Anyway, so this area, again, not one of the best areas, but it still looks daytime. It looks very, very bright, very, very nice. Was that supposed to be another garage? I saw a garage light. The fact that these are green is great. It's like a very dark green, because it's supposed to be night. Now, this area is the area that he said, said that it doesn't look that great, but we're going to make our way driving up to it now and see the transformation begin. We're going to see how it looks. I mean, so far, it's not too bad. I do remember I had issues with it myself. It was the main area that was really bright on the game, so it was the first area that you attempt to try and do, and like in your head, that like makes sense, doesn't it? Now, I know for a fact the draw distance up here, alright, the draw distance up there, as you probably saw for a millisecond, is really not that great. Like, the texture just dies very quickly. And again, it's because we don't see half of it half the time. Let's go through this tunnel, shall we? I'm excited to see what daylight looks like. Whoa, okay. Okay, that's daytime. It's now adjusting itself. And yeah, so this is daytime up here. Probably blinding a lot of people, aren't I? I apologize for that, but the sun has much more color in this area. That's for darn sure. I wonder if we can... No, the photo mode is overridden by the settings, but maybe this is actually what the color will be like in the next Need for Speed. Like this, Michael Bay. But this area is actually really reminding me of The Run. Anyone else get that one? I like The Run. The Run's a brilliant game. I don't even care what you have to say about it, but my God, this is bright. How about we do some darkening in post-production? I'll do some darkening and try and get a decent image out of it. If I don't, if it looks worse, you can shout at me because I fully deserve it. But I think this is one of the best areas. It has more of a yellow tint like it should be, right? I mean, you can't see anything, but oh my God, it's getting worse. No, it's getting better again. It's getting worse. So, if you don't know, the camera is supposed to, the settings are meant to adjust as you go along. So, as I get brighter as the game gets brighter in certain areas, the camera will get darker, and then vice versa. So, it'll make it more visible. I mean, it's attempting to do it here, but it's really struggling. We're supposed to be able to turn people's bloody lights off because they don't need them on. Okay, let's get out of that area. Now, another thing to mention, obviously, is the story wouldn't make any sense if you're actually playing in this mod. Like, it wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. Back to an area which is actually viewable without hurting my eyes were actually watering after that. Like, I was not expecting it to be that bright. Honestly, with a little bit of tweaking, I think that might be one of the best areas, because I said, it has like that really cool lighting. But anyway, so if you want to figure out how to do this, link down below I mentioned. What we're going to do now very quickly is, I want to very quickly go into first person and show you, again, for those that didn't see, that it's actually quite detailed in this game. Now, I can mess with the camera with my keyboard and mouse, but I've made it so I can't mess with it if I'm actually... There's my guy. With like oh, it's his seatbelt. I was going to say, what's that with a trunk? But there's the inside of the car. Honestly, it's not too bad detail-wise, is it? I mean, you'll be able to see better in a sec. There you go. Better detailed view there. Now gotta tap it. There we go. I think that's gonna do. Oh, bugger. Well, I messed it up because I had to tab out. But now we've gone back to the nighttime because inside the car, obviously, it has the glass, which is tinted. So I should probably untint it. Should I go and untint it? Go on then. Okay. Let's try and figure out where the camera is. Hello. There we go. The garage is all the way over there. That's a bit of a problem. Yes. Visual customization. What were we going to do again? We're not going to be able to see it by doing this. All right, really bright in here because that's what the setting is. But as you can see, I've tinted the windows a little bit. So I'll untint them and maybe we'll get a better view. All right, here we go. Daytime. Nighttime. Nighttime. But seriously, this is the first person view in this game. And honestly, it looks quite detailed. It looks more, I would argue, it looks a little bit more detailed than Forza's interior view. Obviously, the camera positioning isn't perfect because I've done it. But I think it looks pretty good. Now, I want to kind of go to the really light area just to see, because this obviously it darkens it because the glass is still there. So let's attempt that. Let's jump over to this really stupidly bright area again. So again, it makes it a little bit darker, so it's a little more bearable. This is actually quite cool. I kind of want to adjust the camera again a little bit, so I'm just going to do that quickly. Here we go. A bit more, well, less center. Oh my god, zooming out again. The thing is, it zooms out when you start going quicker. But now my arms are gone. Drift corner. Drifter. First person in Need for Speed Daylight. So you see the distance there over on that mountain. There's nothing there whatsoever, like texture-wise. You know, if they released a first-person camera, I'm not personally too bothered with the first-person camera. They released a first-person camera that had this detailing and then the arms moved a little bit more, you know, flowing. I wouldn't be too bothered. I would say this is a pretty good cockpit view. I don't know about you, but I quite like it. And the daylight actually looks perfect in this cockpit view. I'm glad that I tried that. Time for a all-out run race with this Lamborghini. Need for Speed Daytime. That's what we're going to call it. Need for Speed Daytime, because it's Need for Speed, and then just do the daytime mod, right? Come on! I hate how my arms disappear when I go over a certain speed. Like, I want to see my arms, please, mate. I'm going to try it while I'm driving. Don't type and drive. And now it's gone to a different type of light. Oh, this boy's gone messed it up. Let's go. I messed it up as well. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, mate. We all make mistakes. Like that. I don't remember the distance we're required to actually finish the event. I'm going to have to figure that out. Oh, no. He's coming up on me. He's going to do it. The game is so much harder to play in cockpit view, though. Oh, come on. I wish it also swayed a little bit, but obviously you can't do that because it's not really, it's not actually a thing with the camera. So, how about no Lamborghini? No, he's going to beat me. He's faster than me. He's going to get me. Come on. Where is he? No, he's not. I've passed him. Go, 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 go. This is supposed to be an outrun race. But essentially just turned into a sprint race because neither of us are that much quicker than the other. Difficult racing. And obviously it zooms in like that, I remember. Actually looks like it's supposed to look like that. I like that a lot. Anyway, that's going to pretty much round off this video. You got to see a glimpse of maybe what the next Need for Speed will look like. No, it probably won't. Maybe like as it's becoming nighttime. This is what this setting would be right now. Anyway, thank you so much. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys. Peace.